So much hype in negotiations. Kamala Harris is chickening out of her big Joe Rogan interview with her mouthpiece blaming on a scheduling conflict. Watch.
We talked with Rogan and his team about the podcast. Unfortunately, it isn't going to work out right now because of the scheduling of this period of the campaign. But, you know, she's taking her message to these huge platform audiences. Donald Trump with Joe Rogan, that's going to be an interesting thing to watch.
Yeah. An interesting thing to watch, indeed. Donald Trump more than happy to bring his MAGA message to Joe Rogan's massive audience of over 14 million listeners. He's sitting down with the popular podcast host during a visit to Austin, Texas today. And it could prove to be a critical interview in a razor-tight race. So, Judge Jeanine, she has not done a lot of campaign events this week. Well, how do you see she's had a scheduling conflict?
First of all, she took a day and a half to do the CNN interview, which was a disaster. And secondly, she's ducking Joe Rogan. The woman is incapable of a conversation. Do you know Axios reported that she actually had to do some kind of mock dinners on how she could communicate with donors during dinners, how to hold a wine glass, how to have a conversation. Remember, she didn't go to the Al Smith dinner, and in a race this close, you don't insult Roman Catholics. You just don't do it, okay? Because she can't even be self-deprecating with a script. Even her message was made by someone else. So am I surprised she's not doing it? Absolutely not. First of all, she's in Texas. What's the problem? She's already there where Joe Rogan is in Texas. It is the #1 podcast in the country, if not in the world, as far as I know. And you need men? Go to Joe. That's where you go. And finally, I don't care if you have a campaign rally, a dinner, an interview, you cancel them all for Joe Rogan. And this just reeks of her team probably trying to set parameters and Joe Rogan saying, no parameters, thank you. She either sits down and talks like everybody else or forget it. The woman is incapable of giving a substantive answer or having a communication. We've watched it for 95 days.
Hey, Greg, she doesn't have to do 3 hours. She can do an hour. She could do 45.
I don't blame her. Kamala doing like a multi-hour podcast is like you doing Jeopardy. It's like, it's just a complete disaster.
I agree.
The one thing that she didn't like was follow-up questions. And if you watch Joe Rogan, it's 3 hours of follow-up questions. He's just like this. What do you mean?
Yeah.
What I don't understand what's going on. And that's why he's so good, is that he kind of like, he draws you out into a universe that's beyond your little lily pad of fixed commentary. This is why Trump, this is kind of a big deal because it really is a contrast between types. You know, Trump is, whether you like him or not, he's stamina personified. The guy could talk The View off a meat truck. She's sluggishness personified. She appears irritated and annoyed, almost like, why must I do this? Her face is always, why must I do this? Why am I here? She seems tired before she starts. One of the deceptions of that claim that she was the last to leave the room, it said nothing about what she did in that room. You know, she could have been texting emojis to Jussie Smollett.
Katie Pavlich.
MAGA hat emojis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, she usually sends men out to do her dirty work. You know, if she needs men, she sends Walls. She sends Barack. You know, she says she needs men, but she's never personally campaigning for them.
Well, she also likes to have other people speak for her because she's not very good at speaking for herself. Look, it's all about risk versus reward. And they've seen over the past 2 weeks how it's gone with her being out there doing more interviews, and the polling has gone in the opposite direction of where they needed to go. When you're in a podcast setting, everything is fair game, especially Joe Rogan. And the same goes for Trump, by the way. He may be confronted with some questions and some clips that he might not be so happy with, but the difference is that he's showing up and he's willing to be confronted with it. You know, Joe Rogan will pull up articles or videos and play them back to his guests and have them respond in real time. Brett Baer did that in a similar way when he interviewed Kamala. So clearly the campaign doesn't think that they're going to be able to change the minds of his listeners to get them to vote. And that's why they've chosen not to have him, or have her rather, go on the podcast.
The Democrats have come a long way. Remember in COVID, they said that this guy was killing people.
Right.
He was spewing misinformation. just responsible for death and destruction. Now they're all just angling to get on his show. What happened?
Well, they're not, because she's not going.
But they're trying to. They're playing footsie with the guy. They said it was like the devil.
Well, she shook hands with Hitler a few weeks ago, so everything is child's play in comparison. I am of the mindset that she should absolutely do this interview. He was gushing over her debate performance afterwards, saying she absolutely demolished Trump and that she was great, et cetera. That doesn't mean that he won't push her on tough topics, especially immigration. He lives in Texas. But I think it's a missed opportunity. At this point, there are so few undecideds, and you hear over and over again that they want to hear more from her. So give them that chance. But a couple of things that I wanted to add to it. On the stamina front, so the days that people say she wasn't doing anything, she did a Telemundo interview, she did an NBC interview, she did a CNN town hall. She hasn't been taking a break, and Trump has been canceling events right and left. He had an NRA rally he canceled, a CNBC interview, and an NBC interview.
Because he's doing
and
like
if he
5
really
a day.
Yeah.
Whatever. Then talk to your scheduler and say, stop scheduling me because I can't do it because I'm a little bit old and I'm a little bit tired. Now,
Really?
Or maybe he's shot.
Really?
okay, he's shy.
Yeah.
He's not shy.
No, I said shot.
Well, thankfully, he hasn't been
No, I'm
shot
just saying
in
that,
some
like,
time.
anybody,
Anyway,
I think
if he
I think you
was-
could give him a break.
But the point is, if he would go anywhere, then he would have accepted Alex Cooper's invitation to go on Call Her Daddy. So before she did the Kamala interview, you're laughing. That's the second biggest podcast in the country.
I don't think those voters are going to be voting for Trump.
That's not someone who's fearless then. That's not someone who'll go anywhere. He should show up
He
and
went
tell
to
her.
National Black Journalist Convention. That was
Yes,
pretty
I
fearless.
understand.
He did CNN town hall.
Guys,
He should do Red
just
Scare.
stop moving.
He should
the
do
goal.
Red Scare.
There are lots of podcasts. I wish he'd go on my NBA podcast. It doesn't matter. The point is, these are the two biggest podcasts.
You
One
have
is
a podcast?
no, I do actually have a podcast, but not about the NBA. I enjoy NBA podcasts.
Oh.
It's nice that you know that about me. Anyway, he should show up for the lady pod if he wants her. If she should show up for the dude
lady
pod.
pod. It could
Why?
be other lady
well,
pods.
what lady pod?
I just gave you one. Red Scare is way better.
How many listeners does it have? 5 million?
I don't know. I'm not like
that's
you.
the
I
point.
don't read the blogs.
Blogs aren't even a thing anymore.
Before we go, I want to just ask Greg, did you get that shirt pilled from regular wear and tear,
Is
or did
that
you buy
new?
it pilled?
You know,
it new?
when I get home, I'm going to ask the unskilled labor in my basement who's been pilling my shirts.
Stop talking about your wife. Okay.
You keep calling it a shirt. It's a shacket.
A shacket.
It's a shacket.
It's a pilled
Yeah,
shacket.
it's a shacket.
We're not going to tell anybody how much it costs. I should, just to piss him
Yeah,
off.
how much does it cost?
It's
a lot.
You can't afford it, and you can afford a lot. Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You won't get it anywhere else.